Hello, once again. I'm the host of this podcast, Viraj Bhardwaj, and today with me is Snehadeep Kumar. And first of all, I want him to introduce himself.
Hello, Viraj. Thank you for having me into your podcast series. So, I am Snehadeep. I am a student of class 12, outgoing batch from Devi Model School, Durgapur, West Bengal, India. And I am the president of the All Academic Journal and the CEO of the Nebula Space Organization. Thank you, Viraj, for having me in the podcast. And let's hope that we have a great challenge.
Great, and thanks to you too for just accepting the invitation for my podcast. And today we are going to talk about his organization, the Nebula Space Organization. And you all, like, if you are a previous viewer, then you know that I am also a part of this organization, and I am very proud of it. So first of all, Snehadeep, I just want to know that how you got your interest in space and astronomy, and like, do you have any story behind it, or it just happened? And also, why you started Nebula Space Organization, and like, what was your main aim towards it?
Thank you, Viraj, for the question. So, I was interested in space from a long time, means when I was a child. So, because I didn't know much in the space, but when I was a child of already in class nursery and KG, I wanted to be a scientist. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know what a scientist meant like, but I want to be a scientist like that. So, my father got me some space books, the space keeper books, and then some space related Jupiter, Saturn, the planets books. So it's some first interest in doing that. What is this planet thing doing? What are these? Why is it? Why are the planets evolving in solar system? This certain question stays in my mind. So I I then decided that if I want to be a scientist, why not be a space scientist? Because it's the best thing that introduced into me, and it's the best thing that I can work on because I'm interested in this thing. So when I was in class 8, I published a paper in school in planetary orbiting, related to planetary orbiting. So that's my first research paper in the space sector. And after when I reached class 12, I thought that uh, I am both interested in rocket science also and astrophysics also. So why not make an organization for students like me and who can participate in this rocket science activities and space related stuff and work on together so that we can show the world our projects that uh, if I have an idea, why not make it reality? Well, we are seeing many people design rockets and many people researching on the space stuff. Uh, if I have an idea, my motive. If I have an idea, why not make it reality? Why not make show people that we can also do it? So that's how I started Nebula Space, and that's what was the main aim of starting Nebula Space and uh, my first experience in space science.
Great, and like this shows this like, no, clearly shows that your passion towards it. I don't know, you just wanted to do something great for this field, and you did this, and you're currently doing this with all your teammates and all those things. I really appreciate it. And also, if we talk about our interest, then sometimes small things just decide our future, our career, and this is the same happen with all of us. Like, if I talk about myself, then I was not so much interested in space, but I think I was in class fourth or fifth that I just there a news came that Enceladus, like, there is a probability of life on Enceladus, or it's somewhat like there were some conditions that, so this was the that can then can just sustain life. And yes, that news came around, like, I was in class fourth and fifth, and then my father told me about it, and like I was just fascinated about from it. Then my father told me more things about the space and all, and I found that this space thing is really interesting, and that's how I just got my interest in space and astronomy. And then from then I just started watching videos and all about the space and all those things. But now you can clearly see what the things like did it. Like now I am also a member of Nebula Space, and I'm very really happy to do so, to be so. So that's the thing. And so now, like when we start some new initiative or a new organization or something like that, we face some difficulties, like some opposition, some opposite views and all those things. So I just want to know that what were the problems that you faced while doing this unique and something that no one never did. So like what were the problems you faced, and also like how you tackle them, and you can also tell about all those problems which you are currently facing, and like what are your plans towards it.
So, first, let me remind you that Nebula is not my first initiative. The first initiative that I started was the Origami Journal. I started it in May 2021. So, when starting it, I started with three friends of mine of my school. So, they were quite interested in this stuff of publishing our research papers that we write and others write also, but can't publish it in highly famous magazines like Scientific American or Nature because they accept PhD students research papers like this because high schools are mostly rejected, mostly Indian high schools. So when I was starting it, means I asked all my friends in the school and teachers also means if they can support me in this stuff, but most of them said no because they didn't like it. Like it. Where I'm living, it's a fully J paper stuff. So for research student, it's mostly a hardship to do research and research activities in here. So I started it and published few magazines also, and it's available on Amazon also. Since I most of them were telling to make only Indian students, but I said no because if I tried only Indian students, they mostly will be interested in only science or engineering or research related stuff. But I didn't want that. I wanted it to be a diverse related field, which will include history also, geography, economics, everything that related to studies, not only science. So after we have interviewed six professionals, Nobel laureate, social workers, we have set up a huge diversified community with the Organic Journal. So this was my first initiative into this startup thing. And after that, in October, I thought of starting our new space organization, that's Nebula. I started with Lucas. You know him; he's our CEO and the co-founder, and the vice president of Aura also. So our main aim of starting Nebula was to develop the world's smallest space telescope, the Nebula Mini Space Telescope, or the NMST as we call it. So we are thinking of launching it in orbit by 2024, and also the building the world's safest model self-landing rocket, the Excalibur. It's a pretty hard stuff, but we think that we can achieve it sooner or later. Sorry. And we have research departments also in our organization, the Astrophysics department, who are working on Milankovitch cycles and the globular clusters. So the aim of researching on Milankovitch cycles is that we are researching on the Milankovitch cycles and the Martian atmosphere also. By integrating both the references that we gain from there, we are trying to apply the Milankovitch cycle as it is on Earth into the Martian atmosphere, means making a new type of cycle, atmospheric cycle for Martian atmosphere. It's a hard stuff, but I think our members can do it soon. We think the paper will be released by July or early August. So let's hope for the best in the department. And in the astrobiology department, we are working on survey-based research. We are working extraterrestrial life. We will be interviewing several personalities and also the common people, and we'll be publishing a research paper on the eclipse. And in the astrophotography department, we are working on nebulas. Means we are trying to discover nebulas using the uh, telescopes that our astrophotographers and astronomers have. In April, we almost discovered nebula, but it was later discarded because of some formalities. And this is some stuff we are working Nebula for the timing, and we hope that we can make it in the big company in the future.
Great. Yes, and also like all this organization is something that clearly shows that how students are passionate about science, towards working in science, and this shows that this new generation is completely different from the older ones, because we have never seen students do something like this, um, with so much passion, but now it's we are seeing, just we are seeing in front of us. So this is a thing that clearly shows that how passionate students are now, and what they are going to do in future. Like, there are many issues that are going on because of religions and all those things, also in India and also in several countries, we can say in the whole world. But now we can see, we can think that ideologies have changed, and now the young generation, the students, we can say the Gen Z is somewhat somewhat, just changed from, like, is somewhat, they have some other ideologies regarding all
Yeah,
those
exactly.
topics. Now they are not, yes, now they are not, more focused on religions and all. They don't want any discrimination. They are working for the humanity, they are working for the science. And if this goes well, and like, it's going to be great. Like, it would be beneficial for like for the whole world, if the ideologies have changed, because these ideologies, this, rigid and this, like, they have caused a great problem, not not for the, not for only society, but also for the whole environment and all those things. But now, this generation is, just showing their concern towards environment too, towards social issues too. So I'm really happy about it, and I hope that this goes, like, everything goes like this, and the next few years are going to be great. And if they gone great, if they would go great, then the whole world would be changed, the whole ideologies would be changed. And I don't think any riots or something would, just happen, or any discrimination would happen, because of the social issues and those, you know um, those ideologies. So that's the thing. And also, like, whenever we start any organization or something like that, it's like, that's the human thing. Like, we always start dreaming about it, and we all have dreams regarding our projects, regarding us,
Yeah,
regarding our
exactly.
career, regarding our future. So I'm sure you also have some dreams regarding this
Yeah.
organization, and would love to know about them. And also, some of the future projects that you are trying to, just work towards it. Like, what are they?
See, uh, right now, I'm focusing two things. That is my college applications and Nebula, because these are the two things that I'm working on right now. Because I want to go for a physics undergraduate degree, and for that I need to get an admission into a university that is based abroad, mostly UK or the German or Netherlands, Australia. Mostly I'm trying my best. But wherever I stay, I'll guarantee that Nebula is in the same pace as it is going right now. Like, as I told you that we are going to launch the NMST by 2024. Uh, in this first year we are just doing a theoretical step, and in the next year is we have a 2 year plan for the NMST. For the first year we're working theoretical plan, and next year we're working practical plan, means building a package. So we are trying to make the NMST just a 1 day satellite, because if we want to make a 1 year 1 week satellite, it costs millions and millions. And so with the least cost and the least amount of space, we're building an MSP. And also we have thought about the world name, that is a worldwide network. So what we do will be that everyone in the world will have the internet, no matter where you live. Means if you live in the Mausiram, the world's wettest place, wettest place, or if you live in hot desert, it doesn't matter. You'll get the internet. Uh, we have divided the Earth and the globe into about 180 divisions with the latitude and longitude. and with each division there will be one satellite, small satellite into it. So every satellite will rotate into one orbit, and that one orbit on latitude and one orbit in a longitude direction. So it covers a particular area because you know that my area the covers the uh, Cape of Capricorn. Okay, so suppose satellite is moving over it, I can get the whole intent with the longitude and the latitude area. So this is how we are planned. We will try to make it by 2035 or even later. It may go later also because depending upon our financial and our theoretical stuff. So let's hope for the best in this part because it's really a complex thing to work on. So yeah, it's the only future for them is we have postponed to the future for now.
This sounds awesome and giving me a great vibes. Like these projects are something that are really we can say unique and all those things. I'm really happy to it and wish us best luck for this. And also, like, what do you want to say to those students? Like, yes, like to the students who are trying, who are just passionate about all these things, and they want to work with people like you, the students like you, and like what do you want to say to those students, and also to them, and also to those students too, that like they think that they are unable to do anything, like who takes the word impossible very seriously, who thinks that who think that think like these all projects and these all work is kind of impossible for me. So what you want to say to those students who are just we can say who don't have any trust on themselves, and who thinks that these projects are not possible for me, because whenever we see, like, in our society too, there are a very few students or very few kids who we can't say kids, but yes, very few teens who are just doing all these great things. But at the same time, the other students, unlike them, unlike those who are just achieving many things, unlike those students, teens thinks that it's not possible for them. And like, you studied this in your studies and in your high school, and students thinks that, like, I don't just believe in these things and all. I don't support them, but yes, they think that high school is very important for your life. It is, but according to them, you can't focus on extracurriculars while doing your high school. But you are an example of it. You did a lot of these things in while handling your high school, while doing your high school. So what do you want to say to those students, like any motivational thing or something like that, that can help them, and that can interview them, and also that can help them in achieving many things at just a young age, because um, working in young age is clearly shows how much interested in you are, and how much hard work and passion you have in your personality, because these things are not easy for any student. We need passion. Like, anything is not like everything is possible. We can do anything. Just we have to just get the correct passion for it, and also we don't have to stop. Like, we all will failures. uh, like, whenever we start something new, whenever we try to do something new, do something unique, then society just schools us. And also sometimes we get failures, but there are two people, like one who just gets stopped because of that failure, who just get like, I can't do these things and I just have to leave, I just have to quit. And there are the second one who just think that, no, like, I have to just stand again and have to just fight against these failures and these problems, and have to tackle them and have to solve these problems. So what do you want to say, like, anything, because you are the one who are kind of inspiration for many. Like, because achieving these things, like, it's very difficult for to do in a very young age. But yes, you are kind of motivation, you kind of inspiration for many students out there who are working towards science, and who just like you are an inspiration for them. And would love to know that what you want to say to those students, any motivational thing or something like that you also believe upon, and that you can say a formula type thing that you also use in your life. Because everyone face failures, and they all have some things in their personality, in their mind, that they use in just fighting from all these things. Because there are a number of examples. Let's take Dr. Hakim Olusei. He is the one who like uh, he faced many discrimination and all those things. But one of his quotes says, he said in one interview or something like that, he said that just believe in yourself, don't listen to those society. You have to do whatever you think, whatever you find right. You just have to believe in yourself. So this is the thing that clearly shows, because um, he is the one that faced many difficulties, many discriminations. And we can clearly see how far he is now. He's one of the best astrophysicists in the whole world. And this clearly, he became an inspiration for many, just because how he tackled their problem, how he tackled his problems, and how he didn't stop from all those failures, from all those scolding from the society, and from all those sayings, and old rigid systems of, like if he's black or something like that. No, so he's like somewhat apartheid uh, thing that happened in South Africa years ago. And but everything is getting fine, but still many people are there. Like many people is still there who are facing this discrimination, because so ideologies of society has not completely changed. Still, there are a number of people who are kind of orthodox, and still believe in all those rigid rules of ancient people. And they still have their ideologies, and they still discriminate people. And there are a number of peoples too, like like some who belongs from lower caste and still feels that he's from lower caste. That's why, because first, if we don't treat us in the way, like if I am the one, like if Viraj is something that like from a lower caste, or from just one who from something of society that faces discrimination, then if he believes that no, like these all things are wrong, and he can do anything, then he will surely achieve something great in his life. But if he's the one who thinks that he's useless, and all those ideologies are correct, all those things that says that if he's from lower caste, then he can't do anything, he's totally useless, and he's not comparable to all those higher caste people, so he will not achieve anything in his life. So these are the things that always stops a person to just get forward in his life, in his career, in his like. So would love to know what are your views about it, and what do you want to say to those people, to those students, to those kids who are just listening this podcast. Because if because these lines are not these lines are just one, two, or three sentence, but they have a very deep meaning. And if like these lines can change someone's life fully. And that's why I would love to know what are your views about it.
My first advice for it will be not just money at the first hand. Means when you're starting a startup or organization, you have to work without money because you need money for the capital also. If you start your money in the first days only, you'll not be successful. Like just some author just paying for money, NFTs, etc. etc. stuff. What's the need of or just taking money earning money at this stage? You are you are here. You are studying all for on research only. But research isn't like engineering. Like you're doing a service and you earn some money for that. It isn't like that. You are researching because you like the subject. Every researcher in the world, either it's in India or in abroad also, is working just because he likes the subject, not because he wants the money, or wants something in return for it. So if you want to do research, you have to first stop chasing money the first time. And secondly, I don't think, from my perspective, I don't think there's some caste system that's going on in India right now, because it's 75 years since the independence, and I think our nation is much more developed than it previously was. Means, yeah, there was some uh, discriminations in some parts of India during the time of independence, but I don't think there are recently some discrimination in this one. But yeah, there's a discriminations for students, like, well, many students start their startup at a young age, not just me. Because I was studying that me, when you're studying in class 8 or 7 also. There was also discriminations, but if you don't get discrimination at a very young age, you can't realize that you are doing some great things, because you are facing discrimination just because nobody knows that this thing exists. Like if Galileo didn't face any problems in his young years of discovery, he couldn't discover the thing that he couldn't validate the thing that he had discovered, that the sun didn't orbit the Earth, but Earth orbit the sun. The people didn't like it, so they put him in bars. This thing exists because if you're doing some another thing that the society doesn't know, you'll face something, some problems also, but you have to face it. It's normal, because the people won't remember after, you won't remember that you have to discrimination after you have been successful. It's your own problem, you have to face it. That's the rule of starting a startup or organization.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. And now it's time to just discuss the last question. And it's the typical question of this podcast. What do you think about the future of space and humanity? Because, like, I'm kind of, futurist person that loves, just imagining futures and all those topics and all, and love reading. I'm a one that loves reading science fiction books, and also books that clearly shows how future gonna be look like one of my favorite authors is Michio Kaku, and his books are something that just keeps us hope. Like, we don't know what will happen in future, but it's fun to imagine all those things. And in the future too, there are two viewpoints. Number one is, like, number one says that we are gonna destroy ourselves because of our works, the things we are doing for to environment, to the earth. So that, like, we will destroy ourselves. And the second viewpoint is that we're not gonna stop. We are going to achieve a number of technologies, like, you can say, we would be able to build settlements on Mars, and also interstellar travels and all those things, Dyson swarm and all. So these two ones, like, we can't neglect even one, because they both are right at their place. We could even, we might even destroy ourselves. And also, um, if, like, we humans are some, like, who clearly have their passion, and who are ready to work for work towards the, we can say, environment, and towards the mother earth. And we have started it. Sustainability is something that is now in trend, and scientists are currently working for it, just to save our earth, because for now we don't have any other option for living. Mars is something, but for Mars, like, for now it's difficult to just go to Mars. So how could be, like, we also know, like, it clearly seems that it's not a kid's play to just make a settlement on Mars. It is something that will take time. But yes, we just have to work towards it, and we will surely achieve it. So what do you think about the future of space and humanity? What do you think? Are we gonna destroy ourselves? Like, personally, if I personally say that I am the one who supports the second viewpoint. that says that we are going to achieve a number of things, a number of technologies in future. But yes, would love to know from which viewpoint you are, and also what you think about the future of space and humanity, the technologies and all, which you would like to just just see in your lifetime and all those things.
My perspective is that space technology is working for humanity already. Uh, just like Elon Musk does, Elon Musk has two types of viewpoints. Elon Musk is working on Mars development also and in travel and tourism also, space tourism also. I don't like the second theme much, that the space tourism, because why do you want to go to space to travel? There are many things on earth you can go. But it's a money earning. This is, because the space tourism is just for earning money and nothing else. But if you're working for humanity, just like the way Musk is doing for settlement on Mars, and the other space organizations like NASA, ESA, and ISRO are doing, it's a great way to save humanity, because in 2041, 20 April, some scientists have predicted that asteroid Apophis is going to hit the Earth. I don't know if it is 100% legit or not, because in 2012 also similar thing happened, but nothing happened. We are alive and in the meeting right now. So let's hope that everybody joins hand in this space technology, because uh, right now, in perspective, the universe were endangered. Just like we are seeing the lions, tigers endangered, we are also endangered, because we are destroying our own ecosystem using our resources. We are using computers that are made with gold, silicon, every other thing. We are taking out the resources, but we are not using sustainable things. The sustainable development goals the UN has set for every college is a great thing for maintaining sustainability at every campus. It's a great way to start this project. But if everyone joins hand this thing in this space technology and inhabiting the other parts of the universe, so that we can get another home for staying. Otherwise, human race can become extinct also. We don't know what will happen in the future, because we don't know if an asteroid is going to hit us, if climate change is going to occur, a huge climate change that has wiped out the ice age species. We don't know what's going to happen, but according to the geologists and scientists, it's surely going to happen. The eighth mass extinction is surely going to happen in some 100 years or so. So we need to, everyone needs to join hands right now, because yeah, some people say engineering is the future, but right now, just as it was in the Interstellar movie, engineering everything will fail when the Earth is going to be destroyed, because research is the main thing that can save Earth right now, and nothing else.
Absolutely, yeah, you are right. And it was fun to discuss all these things with you. And also, now I'm somewhat motivated too, because of your works, because of our projects in this organization, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. And also, I'm always ready to do just to just work for these projects, because they are kind of some things that is going to be helpful for humanity in a great way. And today I'm sure our we can say listeners and viewers, they also got some motivation from you, from our projects, because they are just students, but we are doing great. And it it is somewhat motivating for others. And I'm really happy to have you on this podcast. Your views were amazing. um
Yes.
and then project of Nebula Space is like always amazing. So, like, I just want to know, did you just enjoy the podcast and also my questions?
Yeah, obviously, it was my first podcast in my life, so it will be a big thing to remember. If I do future podcast also, I will say that that is the first one to take a podcast with me.
Absolutely, and I'm really grateful to have you here. And sometimes I speak so much, like I just get into deep all those topics. But yeah, I always enjoy talking to people like you. and that's why I started this podcast. And always I just have some amazing people like you here on this podcast, and I really enjoyed talking to them, and I hope you also enjoyed it. And yes, I'm gonna put the links of the website of Nebula Space Organization into the description, and also the social media handles of it. So I would love it if all the viewers and listeners would just go and follow us, because there are a number of announcements that are still to be made, and they are going to be great. Our projects are going to be great, and would love it. Yes, you all would love it, because the work we are doing is something really extraordinary, and also something that is going to break all those we can say saying that students can't do anything, or students don't have much maturity and all those things. So yes, I'm really excited about all those things.
Same for me. I'm also excited for the future projects, and also it's a great pleasure with working with you, Virat. And we hope, and I hope that we can unravel the universe in this young time as we are in now. Also, I hope that Nebula can uh, get success in our future projects also.
Thank you, and thank you so much for attending this podcast. It was fun, and now it's time to end this meet. Thank you so much, and bye, Snehadeep.
Yeah, bye, Virat.